Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel, or welcome back if you've been here before. My name's Liz and this is Let's Get Lizical, where we do everything card making. Today we're going to be doing a card with lots of dimension. Okay, I've done a similar card to this before, but the last time I did it, I did a bunch of frames and then glued them together instead of doing the little zigzag panels that we'll be doing instead. And it does make for a good sturdy card, but it doesn't fold down. And then this gives a little bit extra dimension than that one, just because of the, like I said, the zigzag inserts that we'll be doing on the sides of this, which I'll show in a bit. I did do some upfront work with this. I cut 1/2 inch frames. This is 4¼ by 5.5 inch note card, and I cut just a box within a little bit, 1/2 inch, like I said. And these little zigzag pieces, I cut them to 3/8 of an inch thick, just so it wouldn't be seen either on the outside or inside of the frame. And so in order to cut that, you're going to cut a piece of 1 1/8 inch cardstock and then score it at 3/8 and 3/4. And then you'll just fold it back and forth so it makes a little Z pattern. And then you're going to glue one side to the bottom of the frame on each side of this. Now you'll see later that I add a little piece at the top and bottom, just because I did find that it was like bowing a bit in the middle. So you could definitely do all 4 sides if you wanted to, which I would probably do next time I did this type of card. But for now, I'm just doing the 2. And like I said, I'll add a couple in on the 1 layer later on in this video. And I'm just going to place these panels under my Misty just to give it a little bit of pressure while I move on to working on the background panel. And for that, I'm just going to be ink blending some Simon Positively Saturated inks in Marine and Cadet. And I kind of did them on an angle and like alternated, kind of making stripes, not intentionally, but it's almost like rays coming into the water kind of thing. For some reason, when I do dimensional cards like this, I always want to do like aquatic themed cards. So I love this Me and My Whale set from Mama Elephant. It's been on my desk, like I said a little while ago, for a bit because I'm working on some stuff. But I also just like absolutely love this set, and I thought I would use the 3rd whale, which I have not yet used. And then I used the 3 little female mermaids that are in the set as well. But yeah, I'm going to ink line my background first just because I need that to dry while I color. And I'm just going to splatter some water on it to give it texture, because these inks are water reactive, which is why I invested in them. I didn't invest in like the full size pads, but the cubes work for me, and it just takes up a lot less storage space, which is great because I just put them in these like, I think the containers are actually meant for like beads or embroidery floss when you like wrap them up on those mini cards. But I use them for my ink cubes, and you can fit 36 in the trays that I got from Dollarama. So I can fit 36 different colors in one tray. And I have almost 2 full trays. I grabbed all of the inks before they started bringing out some new colors. So like their original full set. I have all of those inks. I don't have like the new like muted reds and greens and blues and yellows that they've brought out since then. And I probably won't get them because I think I have enough. I've mentioned this I think last week, but I don't have that like full set syndrome. Like I don't need to have everything. I just need to have what I need, right? So I think that set's done unless they come out with some like colors that I absolutely need to have. I might get the new blues just because you can never have enough blues. Like I said, I do a lot of like water themed cards and a lot of like fish and whales and stuff like that. So it might be good to have that darker muted set, but we'll see. Maybe one day. But here I am stamping and coloring. I'm just going to play some music while I do this, guys. It's normal. I'm doing the same thing. I'm stamping all my images, and then I'm going to color them and then stamp them again. And I'm using my Misty to the fullest for this. I put the leaves down in the corner. I knew I wanted 3 of them, so I just kind of stamped them around the card. And then I placed my other images around it and had to move those towards the top, which is another like great feature of the Misty, because I can use different areas of it at the same time. So yeah, so I'll play some music while you guys watch me color, and then I'll be back. Okay, so I'm back. I've stamped and colored and then cut these out on my brother's scan and cut machine. And now I'm gonna play around with the placement. You'll notice I did like some kind of interesting colors this time. I don't think I've actually colored this whale in actual whale color yet. I did a purple one in my first video. The Olo marker video I did it in like a minty color. This time I decided to do yellow. I was like, I don't know why, I was just like thinking yellow for some reason. I think it's like because I had the stars and then I was gonna color these leaves in like kind of a yellowy green. This I'm kind of picturing the golden whale is like a god type deity, and like these little mermaids, they all have like little stars in their hands, so they're kind of like bringing him gifts. I don't know. Sometimes I like to make up stories for things, so that's the story I came up with for this. I don't have a sentiment on this card because I'm not sure what I'm going to be using it for, but I am going to eventually put something on it. But that was my idea for this card anyway. So you'll see that I like kind of like placed my layers, figured out my layout. I knew I wanted most of the grass in the back and the mid-ground, so I'm putting 2 in the back, 1 on the first like popped up layer, and then 1 of the mermaids will go on each layer. So I have 1 in the back corner at the top there with the leaves, and then the next one will go in the like mid top right corner, and then the other one kind of goes in the middle, just because that one was kind of like looking back, so I figured she was like looking back at the girl on the right, and then the girl on the right was coming in, and then the girl on the left was coming in, so they're all kind of like converging on this golden whale. That was my thought process. But I'm just gonna glue on the layers after I've put all the pieces together. And then I'm gonna add in the elements. I think this is where I decide, no, not yet. But you can see how it is bowing a bit there, so I will fix that in a bit. But first I'm gonna place, I think, all my images, and then I do it after. Just gonna trim off any extra. For the background, like I used that like piece I cut out. If you wanted to, you could do like a full panel just so that you wouldn't see it. And then you can probably kind of wrap around the bottom of the zigzag underneath it, just so you're not seeing it. You don't see it anyway from this card, but like that's an idea to do. And then I'm going to glue on this next layer. I was originally going to do 3 sets, and then the top set I was going to do, instead of the zigzag inserts, I was just going to do like one little fold. So when you do the fold one with just the one crease in the middle, like you would do a 3/4 inch strip and then score it down at 3/8, but it would, instead of giving it a ton of dimension, it would give it a little bit of dimension, but it would also probably make the front panel curve a bit, like bow out. I might try another card doing the same thing with just doing the one fold, just so you could see what the difference would be, but I'm pretty sure that doing the single fold instead of the double fold back and forth, just kind of just makes your card bow out instead of being like flat-ish. So this is where I am inserting those extra supports. I just cut it 1 1/8 by 2 inches long, just to give it that little bit in the middle. You could add this again to all the layers instead of just doing the bottom one. I just felt it was more important on the bottom one because I didn't want the bottom one being too close to the background. I wanted this card to have lots of dimension. And this card will need a bit of a thicker envelope. The ones that I have won't fit into it, so I will need to make one that's slightly bigger. You could probably use a 5x7 envelope for this. And then I would probably just put it in a padded envelope on top of that, just so that it's protected if you're sending it through the mail. If you're giving it directly to a person, that's fine. Just put it in a 5x7 envelope. You could always make it a bit smaller, and I can show you guys how to do that in a future video if you want. Just let me know below. But yeah, and then I realized I was putting the clear Stardust pen on the stars, but I forgot to do it on the one in the middle. So I'm gonna have to shove my pen in there and figure that out, but that's what I do. But it worked out, and I'm gonna add like a cute little cheek. I'll add a few white dots to it after this video, but that's off camera. But that's pretty much it for today, guys. Thanks again for joining me. Please give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Comment down below. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, because I'd love to have you here. And until next time, thanks guys. Bye.